Once you've gotten to the Magnolia databases, the next thing to figure out is how to search. There are a number of ways to start that process. You could try to limit and choose specific databases. You can filter them by subject if you'd like. If you're researching something in English, you could choose English and literature, and it would take out any sources that don't have articles related to that subject. But we're going to start by just searching Academic Search Premier with this top search bar. So we're going to say that our English teacher has given us the assignment to write a paper about Shakespeare's play Hamlet. So we're just going to search for Hamlet and see what happens. And we see that we have 1,445 sources on Hamlet, which is about 1,440 too many because our teacher is only requiring 5. So we have to figure out a way to limit our search. You can do that in a couple of different ways. You can click on Advanced Search. You can add limiters. And so we want to write, let's say we want to write about a character in Hamlet. And we would like to write about a political slant of a specific character. So we click on search. And now we're limited to 3 sources, which is not quite enough. So maybe we got just a little bit too specific. We're going to take out politics and just search for Hamlet and character. And now we're down to 105. Other ways to limit our sources are found on the left. It's already limited to full text. You should always search for full text sources. If you don't click that box, or if I unclick that box, some of what the search engine will bring me will be abstracts or just summaries of sources. And those are not useful because teachers will not let you cite those in your research papers. I could click on peer reviewed, and that would limit my sources to those that have been published in academic journals and read by peers in that field. So in this case, people who are experts in the field of writing literary criticism about Shakespeare or literary criticism in general have read my source and found it to be credible. That's particularly important in fields like science, where you want, before you publish the results of a research study, you want other scientists to read it and make sure that the study was designed well and that your results are credible, and that you can rely on that source as being hopefully truthful and reliable. And then another way to limit your sources is by limiting the date of your sources. So right now mine is from 1985 to 2017. That's not such a problem with research on Shakespeare, but let's say you are researching something more current and your teacher has told you that she doesn't want you to use anything that's more than 5 years old. So I'm going to bring it up so that my sources were published between 2015 and now. And now it's down to 2 sources. Again, when you're writing about literary criticism or a subject in literature, the date of your sources is not quite as critical as it would be in perhaps a science research paper or in a research paper for English class that it's about a current event. If you're writing about something that's happening right now, you want your sources to be as current as possible. There are other limiters that you can use when you click on Advanced Search. You can ask the search engine to bring all of your search terms or any of your search terms, or search inside the text. You could click on related words. You could decide what type of publication you wanted, periodicals or books or newspapers. And then you could limit it to just those sources that were a PDF. So no matter where you start, once you've searched, you have the capability of limiting things in a fashion that is useful for your purposes. And part of understanding what your purposes are would be to understand what your teacher's looking for, what kind of writing you're doing, what subject you're writing about, and what your teacher has told you she wants to see from your sources. So that's searching Magnolia. The next step is going to be reading.